My little one, my 2-year-old, got lost. Like they were coming, him and his brother were coming from another farmer's market vendor.
Right.
They were walking back, and for some reason, they weren't walking back together. My little one passed the tent.
Oh no.
And ended up at the parking lot. And his brother was back. I was like, "Where's your brother?" And it's like, "I don't know. I thought he was right next to me." No. Good thing there was another vendor at the end of the parking lot that saw the kid, my son walking, and just started like yelling, "Hey, whose kid is this?" I was like, "That's my son." It's just chaotic, but they slowly understood what the business entails,
Right.
and just actually started asking to come with me.
This is Small Business Celebration. Welcome, where we're celebrating small businesses for big breakthroughs. Hello, Visioneers. I'm here with Emma Valdivia, the owner of the Poke Express. Welcome to Small Business Celebration.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well. And for Visioneers who don't know who you are you, and what is it that you do?
Hi, my name is Emma Valdivia, and I own and operate the Poke Express. We're a mobile pop-up that serves Asian Hawaiian cuisine in different breweries, wineries, and farmers market.
Visioneers, if you remember our episode from last week, you know that this is the second part in a very brief series where we talk about the step after the farmer's market. You've done very well setting up your own pop-up at a farmer's market. You've generated interest. You've started developing a client base. But now what? What's next? What do you do? Where do you go? How do you grow? What decisions do you have to make? And that is why we're talking with Emma today. To begin with, where did the name the Poke Express come from?
Poke it's a Hawaiian dish. It's cubed raw fish.
Okay.
Traditionally, when fishermen went out to sea, whatever fish they don't sell at the markets, they cube it up, and then that's kind of like their sashimi.
Okay.
So they marinate it with soy sauce, sesame oil, and then green onions and all that, and then they eat. That's their sushi.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like Hawaiian sushi.
What do you do to yours to make it a little different?
Ours is a little bit different. It's California style, so
Okay.
it's in a bowl. It comes with different things. So there's a rice base or a salad base, and we add cucumbers, edamame, crabs, seaweed salad, all that, and then you pick a sauce to put on top of it, and then we garnish it with like green onions and other toppings.
I'm hungry already, and we've just started the conversation. And your business started off at the farmer's market,
Yes.
and then you've grown. And what kinds of clients do you have now, and what kinds of places do you go to?
We go to different wineries and breweries across town in Bakersfield and all the way up to Tehachapi as well.
How did you go through and land the contracts with the breweries and the wineries? How'd they find out about you?
Oh, that's interesting. So we were still at the farmer's market at that time, wanted to expand a little bit more. The farmer's market that we used to go to was the Hagen Oaks Farmer's Market.
Okay.
That is parked at the parking lot of the Kaiser on Main. And they pretty much require the food vendors to serve just healthy foods.
Right.
And so at that time, our menu just consisted of like just poke bowls, and not everyone likes raw fish.
Right.
So I needed to expand our menu a little bit, and it was a little difficult because Kaiser needed to approve
Right.
the menu additions or menu changes, and I wanted to expand the menu a lot,
Sure.
by a lot. So a friend knew a brewery that just opened and suggested, hey, since you guys don't have food, why don't we, invite someone for your patrons? So
Right.
instead of just like serving beer, they have the option to like purchase food, and that's how we started. It's Crusader Brewing, actually,
Okay.
where we got our first brewery job. And then since they've been posting it on their social media, so other breweries saw and were like, hey, we want you to come down here too. What days are you available? And it kind of just started then, started with breweries, and then the wineries followed suit. And these people, they don't just like go to one brewery. They go to different breweries and we're like, hey, why don't we have, Poke Express here too? And,
Right.
yeah, it just kind of Yeah, word of mouth.
And one of the things that's also fascinating about what you do is you're very flexible. You're very light, you're very nimble. How long does it take you to set up?
I do have a helper, Vanessa,
Right.
and it takes us about 30, 40 minutes.
30, 40 minutes, that's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, well, if you've been doing it for quite a while, we have a system.
Right.
So it's packed in the van, the ones that are, packed like first, that goes out first, and then it's a system. We have a
Sure.
system
We have
that
a
works,
system.
and that's what helps with, time management too.
Well, if visionaries want to learn more about you and get in touch with you for their events or come out to their business, how do they do that?
They can reach me via email or our website. It has all of our contact information on there. We're on social media. We're very active on Instagram, so at The Poke Express.
Okay.
And then our website to thepokeexpress.com, so it's pretty straightforward. They can reach us through there as well.
Phone number?
Phone number is 661-368-4600.
When we come back, we're going to talk about the pitfalls to avoid when growing beyond the farmer's market. And if you enjoy Small Business Celebration, go ahead and like, subscribe, and notify, and we'll talk about the pitfalls on leaving the farmer's market and growing when we come right back. The winter season is rapidly approaching, but are the tires on your car or truck ready for wet weather? Bakersfield's best tire store, Claru Tire, has been serving families like yours for 80 years and installs and services the tires your family depends on when the wet weather comes. Give Claru Tire a call at 661-324-6069 and ask them about what tire works best for you and your budget. Call Claru Tire at 661-324-6069 or visit them at 530 East 21st Street in Bakersfield or at clarutire.com today. The wet winter weather is rapidly approaching. Call Claru Tire at 661-324-6069 today. I'm here with Emma Valdivia, the owner and founder and operator and chef extraordinaire of the Poke Express. And our visionary question comes from Aaron, who asks, we started our business in the farmer's market and now we're looking to expand beyond that. What did you do to make the transition and what pitfalls should we avoid?
The farmer's market, it's steady and consistent because it's every Sunday.
Right.
It's every Saturday or Sunday. So
Right.
you're guaranteed a day.
Right.
So if you do try to expand or get out of the farmer's market, there's always going to be those days where you're not going to be working because a venue or a brewery or winery is not going to need you. Say they have a private event or something. So you're going to miss out on a day of business. So that's one of the pitfalls. It's, I guess, some consistency is lost.
Right.
And just, making the transition to that, you just have to be prepared that, there will be days that you won't have any business at all.
And Visionaires, we are currently outside in her pop-up tent doing this. And so if you hear traffic and you hear a very loud bird that's deciding to let us know about his presence, that's why.
They're waiting for us to open.
They're waiting to open, exactly. Now, one of the things that I love about having this conversation with you is you're originally from the Philippines.
Yes. Yeah. Born and raised.
Yeah, and what brought you to the States?
My dad was already here in the Bay Area,
Right.
and I actually just recently graduated college at that time.
Okay.
And as a gift to me for graduating was a trip here.
Really?
It wasn't in the plan to move out here.
Right,
It was just to see my dad for vacation.
right.
And then when I got here, all these things, wonderful opportunities that my dad told me about,
Right.
enticed me to stay. And that's when we started the petition process. And
Right. And here you
now
are.
here I am. Yeah.
And what you were talking about the opportunities. How are the opportunities here different than they were back in the Philippines?
Where do I start?
Okay, well,
Yes. Well, out here, it's easy to actually get employment. Back then, at least,
Right.
when I moved, it was in 2005.
right.
In the Philippines, So my degree is in business.
Okay.
And back there, that's used to, start your own business, really. And that's what the business degree is for.
Right.
But if you don't have the funds, if you are not, financially up there to start a business, you can't. So
okay.
it's useless, really.
Really?
Yeah.
Whereas
So
you took that same knowledge and you came here.
there's more, I guess, access to be able to start your own business here. It's you have your loans and grants and all that stuff. Out there, you have to use your own money, your family's money, and we're not that well off out there. I don't even know why I chose business, really. I've been a nurse. No.
Right.
But yeah, out there. The job would have been either to start your own business, which was incapable back then, or work in a call center.
Oh.
This is a call center capital of
the world.
Yes.
Right.
And I didn't want to do that.
Right.
I wanted to do something else, and here I am.
And here you are.
Yes.
With your own business, and your husband has his own business as well.
Yes. Yep.
And what is his business, real quick?
He is a dog trainer for Elevated Canine, Bakersfield, and he trains dogs.
Now, who you are today is different than who you are 5+ years ago when you started this.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
How have you changed?
I think I've matured and been a little bit wiser when it comes to business aspects, and really whatever I learned in school back then, it's totally different from what I am doing right now, like what I've learned right now. I've learned by doing it, by actually being in the business.
Right.
It's, some of them, yes, you can apply the legalities and technicalities, business law, taxation, and all that. Yes, you learn that from school or, from the government.
Right.
But as far as, actually dealing with customers, making all these changes, it's you learn it by doing it, by being in it.
Right.
It's
What have you learned about yourself?
I have to be flexible and be willing to change. Yeah, and I've learned to be that way, be able to accommodate changes.
When we come back, we're going to talk about integrating the children into the family business when we come right back. The reason we're talking with Emma Valdivia, the owner of the Poke Express, is because of a Visioneer question that came from a Visioneer just like you. If you got a question, go ahead and reach out to us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram, and let us know. Your question could appear here on Small Business Celebration. So reach out to us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram today. I'm here with Emma Valdivia, the owner of the Poke Express, and our Visioneer question comes from Carlos, who asks, "We've never owned a business before this one, and we have 2 children. At what age should they get involved with the family business, and how do you decide what jobs they should do and when?" Because that's what you do. Is you drag your kids along with you to the farmers market and the other stuff as well.
Actually, yes. When I started the farmers market, my eldest son was 4 years old.
Okay.
And then my youngest was 2.
Right.
And I would bring both of them. Just, we didn't have childcare.
Sure. Right.
Yeah, so we started bringing the kids to the farmers market. That was a little tough because they were smaller back then. We didn't have the air tags back then. We didn't have the smart watches that can track your kids. So we didn't have all that.
Right.
So, I would always say, sit there. As time went on, they got a little bit more comfortable with the farmers market environment. The farmers market vendors started, recognizing them and knowing them. So they would, kind of like keep an eye out for this like one big family.
Right.
But there was like a time when my little one, my 2-year-old, got lost. Like they were coming, him and his brother were coming from another farmers market vendor.
Right.
They were walking back, and for some reason they weren't walking back together. My little one passed the tent.
Oh no.
And ended up at the parking lot. And his brother was back. I was like, "Where's your brother?" And it's like, I don't know. I thought he was right next to me. No. Good thing there was another vendor at the end of the parking lot that saw the kid, my son walking, and just started like yelling, "Hey, whose kid is this?" I was like, "That's my son." It's chaotic, but they slowly understood what, the business entails.
Right.
And just actually started asking to come with me.
Really?
Yes.
What'd you do with them?
It's fun. Like, sometimes they'll have their tablets when they were like a little bit younger. But recently, or like a couple years ago, my 10-year-old now started wanting to be more involved.
Okay.
And I think there was a time when I didn't have Vanessa with me. And so I had Mason, my 10-year-old.
Right.
Can you please take this person's order? Because I was busy in the back cooking. And so he started asking, "Hey, what would you like?" And then so when I saw that he was, because Mason's very personable, he'll talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Okay, so that helps too. Like if your child is not like shy or like really outgoing, it helps that you can use them as your cashier. And so that's what happened. Like he actually enjoyed talking to people, taking their orders. So I started showing him how to work the POS, the point of sale system, and it just kind of started.
Was he tall enough to reach up there and do all that?
We have a little step stool.
Step stool.
And sometimes I use that too. But yes, he's there. People think it's really cute.
Right.
So they tip more.
There you go.
There you go.
Does he get to keep the tips?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, yep. We do actually pay him an hourly rate.
Right.
Too. It's a little bit lower than, minimum wage, but it's plus tips. And, he's happy with that.
Right.
Because I did explain to him, it teaches them responsibility. It's like you work here. It's not like I'm going to have you work for me for free. You can get to keep the tips because you earn the tips.
Right.
You ask for the tip. Like sometimes they'll say, "Hey, would you like to leave a tip?" Like no shyness at all. Like he'll hand them the card reader and be like, "Would you like to leave a tip?" And they're, sometimes they get flustered. It's like, of course. Like, So yes, more tips if you have your kid work for you. That's, it's one tip. Yeah, so we did tell him that we were going to pay him, and he enjoyed that. He of course, what 10-year-old doesn't want like getting money on top of their allowance?
Right.
So, and this is also why he's been working with us a little bit more regularly.
Right.
So he already has, like some weekends, like Fridays or Saturdays, he'll work with us. There's no school the next day.
Right.
There was an incident with our neighbor's basketball hoop. This is made of glass.
Mm-hmm.
He was playing with, don't judge me for this, it's BB gun, and was shooting in our backyard, and it hit their basketball hoop.
Right. Wow, and it shattered the glass?
And it shattered.
Wow.
And I didn't know that thing cost $900.
Wow. Holy cow.
Yes, so we worked out a plan to pay that off.
Nice.
And it's, like this is, you did that, you're going to help us pay for it.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And so since you're already, working for me from time to time, why don't we make it a little bit more regular? Like you'll work it off until, we told him like at least just half. Yes, so that's why he's been.
But he also learned not to use the BB gun and that's where he shoots
and not to aim over there. Yes, that. Like mom and dad are made of money. So there, he learns that, we have to work for, whatever we use to buy stuff for them and pay for damages. God.
Right,
that was painful.
Sure.
But he's long since actually paid it off.
Yeah.
And he still wants to come.
Yeah, right.
I mean, he's getting extra money.
Well, he understands the value of the tip jar.
Yeah. Right? So the more he does that, the more tips he gets.
You didn't raise no dummy. What makes you wake up every morning and open your business?
My kids, it helps pay for their extracurriculars.
Broken glass, right?
Yeah, they're expensive, man.
Sure.
Like compared to how we were kids, or I was a kid back then.
Right.
It's a lot more costly
Right.
today. But no, it helps pay for gym classes, helps pay for sports, for extra stuff. You can go to Disney. I can take them to Disneyland.
Right.
It all comes down with living too, like paying bills, being able to like contribute, and putting something aside for your savings and retirement. So that's what we work for.
What do you have to say to the business owner who's having a rough day or a rough week?
That'll happen.
What?
Yeah, no business is perfect. It's just part of life and business, really. It's just, I don't know, to me, I just kind of brush it off. There's always tomorrow too. So, and tomorrow sometimes will be more than better,
right?
Which will make up for the day that was bad. So,
Emma, this has been a real treat. Thank you for joining us here on Small Business Innovation.
Thanks for having me.
And if visionaries want to get in touch with you, how do they do that?
They can reach me via our website, which has a contact form.
Website
email.
is?
Yes, it's www.thepokeexpress.com. And a phone number too, 661-368-4600. We're also active on social media, especially Instagram, at The Poke Express. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And I'll be right back with my final thought. Hello, Visioneers. Sasha and I are here to talk about, we've got a new season of Small Business Celebration coming up, and we're looking for ad sponsors. Isn't that a great idea, so we can grow and expand what we're doing for Visioneer Nation? Yeah, he thinks so too. So if you've got a business, you've got a service that you like to promote to Visioneer Nation, reach out to us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram today. The tip jar. One of my favorite questions to ask here on Small Business Celebration is, what makes you wake up every morning and open your business? The reason I ask this question is to remind you and me and everybody else in Visioneer Nation why on earth we started our business in the first place. Now, with any luck, as we grow our businesses and they become profitable and we take care of the basic necessities of life, we start to get to be able to afford other things as well, like having the son who shatters the backboard with a BB gun, or equally importantly or more fun, taking the family trip to Disneyland. But as we get closer to the end of the calendar year, we not only have our own personal lives that we're dealing with and our business lives that we're dealing with, we're also facing the end of the calendar year and the holidays. And it's really easy to go ahead and get distracted with all the stress and all the pressure from everything that's all going on, that we forget to be like Emma's 7-year-old. We forget the reason why we got into our business in the first place. We forget about the opportunities and how bright the future is when we simply take that step stool, push it up to the counter, step up to it, and with that childlike joy and that childlike anticipation for the future, and simply ask our customer, would you like to give us a tip? I hope you enjoyed our conversation this week with Emma Valdivia, the owner of the Poke Express, and I hope you learned something that you can use today to grow a strong and profitable business, and we'll see you here again next week when we celebrate another small business making a big breakthrough. What do you call a fake noodle?
A fake noodle?
A fake noodle. What do you call a fake noodle?
Like noodles.
Yeah.
Noodle. Mm-hmm.
An impasta.
Impasta. When you say noodle, I instantly think, like ramen noodle. I never even think pasta. I mean, yeah, technically pasta is a noodle. Pasta. Okay, that's a good one.
When potatoes have babies, what are they called?
fingerling potatoes. Tiny ones, right? Fingerling potatoes? No.
And all this time I thought they were called tater tots.
But as a chef, they're called fingerling potatoes.
There you go. Shall we start?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Hello, Visionaries.